Despite cooler weather and lots of rain, our fairway around the putting green is looking good. And while we have been using it a lot to practice lately, this weekend it was time to get back to work sanding it to get ready for Masters Week. Wilson and I have been playing a lot of golf the last few weekends as the weather has been much warmer, but today was a very cold day, so we used it to get started preparing our fairway for growing season. We were going to start off by mowing the ryegrass fairly low, however, we had a quick problem as Birdie got a little frisky with the cold weather and she quickly changed our plans. After running all through the bunker and making a mess in the pond, we finally took her up and washed her and then banned her for the rest of the time we worked, but not before she added some extra bunker work for us. This is the first time I've cranked the push mower in a few months, but it cranked on the third try, and we then proceeded to mow on the second lowest setting. The grass is really thin and we will likely overseed it here next week when the weather warms up again. However, this has really made me start to search for a real mower because this mower is just not going to cut the grass low enough for a real fairway. But it's still looking night and day better than last year, and it should only get better from here. Before we started sanding though, we went ahead and hooked up the aerator to the gator to aerify one more time. The zero-turn mower is not cranking and is about to go to the shop to get ready for the season, so I used the gator instead. This was not the ideal setup due to the wide turns, however, it worked out alright and we got the job done. After we finished aerating, it was back to the feed and seed store where we got a truck bed full of sand. The plan was to spread the sand by hand all throughout the fairway and focus in on the spots that are not level. I don't have a yard leveler yet, so we just used our landscape rake and a garden rake to spread it in. But I'll be sanding this quite a bit over the next few months and will definitely be purchasing a yard leveler soon. And while I was spreading the sand all over the fairway, I had my helpers spread it out with the landscape rake and the garden rake, and I'm really glad they were helping because they work so hard and so efficient that they generally disappear after a few minutes of work. Next up, I piled sand all around the putting green and then smoothed it in with the back end of a metal rake. I'm going to continue to do this until we have a smooth transition between the real grass and the synthetic putting green surface, as that way we can hit bump and runs that roll right up onto the green without taking a big bounce. And while I plan to have a yard leveler the next time I do this, the garden rake worked well for now, and the next time it rains, the sand will smooth itself out. And with the little bit of extra sand I had left over, I went ahead and added it to our bunker so I can start cleaning up Birdie's mess. All in all, it's looking pretty good, and I plan to overseed later this week as well as add fertilizer as we have warm weather moving in that should make the ryegrass start to pop. We have a lot of work ahead of us to prepare for Masters Week, but we will take it in stride and enjoy practicing at the same time. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button as well. We will see you soon.